So in this video we are going to be rehousing my Theraphosa stirmi into its new enclosure. So I picked this up back just before lockdown in 2020, so it's the end of January I believe it was. Well, it might have been February. Anyway, it was the Entercon show down in Yeovil, I think it was. So it's one of the Bugfest shows. Yeah, so it's put on a bit of decent size. It's starting to outgrow this enclosure, so I'm going to put it in its new forever home, which is another Exo Terra habisphere. So let me show you what I've done with the enclosure. So this is the enclosure. It's, yeah, like I say, Exo Terra habisphere. What I've done as well is I've made it so it has got a layer of cables along the bottom, and then it's got a few inches of substrate and a nice big hide and a big water dish, which is empty at the moment. So I've had this built for quite a while now. I'm waiting for this the tea stirmi to actually molt, but now it's molted, it's ready to go into its new home. So let's take it out of its old enclosure and we can see how much size it has put on. So guys, like I say, it has put on quite a bit of size. And these guys are pretty quick, so you do have to be very careful. And they've obviously got the urticating hairs, which you have to be mindful of as well. And I did feed this one last night, so it should have finished by now. Got quite a large cricket tub as a catch cup to catch it in case it does bolt out, so I'm just going to pop that over the top. And as you can see, it's literally just here, so it's covered in dirt now, and it's flicking a good one. The Theraphosa's are allegedly supposed to have the worst urticating hairs. I've not actually had the pleasure just yet of experiencing them, and I don't really want to either, to be fair. Come on. So there it is. Like I say, it's still, it's probably a juvenile now, but it's certainly outgrowing this enclosure pretty rapidly. So it is time for it to go into its new enclosure. The mixture of substrate that I've put in there should be more suited for it, being these require a bit more moisture in the substrate. So there's a mixture of vermiculite in the new one, which will help keep the humidity a little bit higher for it. So yeah, so let's now get it into the new enclosure and see how it looks in there. Again, it's still flicking its hairs. I'm actually just gonna it's still flicking. It's gonna be bold by the time I finish today. See the dust in the air. Get that lid on. So there we have it. It actually looks smaller in here now than it did in its old enclosure. I know it's a much bigger enclosure, but in comparison it just looks tiny in here now. But yeah, it's certainly put on some size since I've purchased it. where they stick their abdomen in the air. That's just to say, leave me alone, or I'm going to flick hairs on your face.